What is going on, Internet world? My name is Tommy. You probably know me as Rivet, and I am your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, the highest flying fly-sucking team on YouTube. And we are here today with our Week 3 battle of the NPBA Kanto Division against Coach JCaps and the Sub-Toxic Slowbros. This is going to be a fantastic match. Welcome to the workshop. Alrighty guys, we are here breaking down our Week 3 matchup for the NPBA Kanto Division against Coach JCaps and the Sub-Toxic Slowbros. He's got a really scary team, but I think we have a solid squad to take him on this week. First up, he's got Tornadus-Therian, an incredible mon, pure flying type with the regenerator ability and fantastic overall stats. 121 base speed is fantastic. It has 110 in special attack and 100 in attack with a fantastic move pool. Hurricanes, Heat Waves, Focus Blasts, Dark Pulse, Psychic, Sludge Wave, they all hit very, very hard, especially boosted up by Nasty Plot. You can run physical moves like Acrobatics, Knockoff, U-Turn, Superpower. It runs Rocky Helmet and Assault Vest very well in conjunction with Regenerator. It runs Heavy Duty Boots as well, and with stuff like Defog. You can also run Nasty Plot with Life Orb or something of the sort. So it does a ton. I don't really know what it's going to do. I think a couple sets are definitely viable in this match. I could definitely expect, Nasty Plot 3 attacks or something like an Assault Vest set with Knockoff for something like Licky Licky. Or Licky Tongue, excuse me. So definitely got to watch out for Tornadus and play around it the best I can. Next up is Medicham, an incredibly strong wall breaker, a psychic and fighting type with the pure power ability. It's incredibly strong. It has pretty reliable checks in psychic, like bulky psychic types, but my psychic type is Lele, which is not taking something like a Zen Headbutt, especially in terrain. But it's incredibly strong. It's a functional 250 something attack like that or something crazy. So high jump kicks and drain punches hit very hard. Zen Headbutt, the elemental punches. It can bullet punch and fake out for priority. So I don't have a whole lot to deal with Mega Medicham this week. I have a decent answer in Aegislash, but it does get Fire Punch. I'm definitely expecting Fire Punch this week. So I'm hoping I can play around Medi. Next up is Hydreigon, an incredibly scary dragon dark type. A fantastic wall breaker with stuff like Nasty Plot, Draco Meteors, and Dark Pulses. It has a fantastic move pool as well with stuff like Flash Cannon, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Surf, Hydro Pump. It can pivot out with U-Turn, it can roost, it can defog hazards away. It does a ton. So I don't have a whole lot for Hydreigon. My primary dark switch-ins are pretty much non-existent, so I'm hoping that I can handle Hydreigon and revenge kill it. But it is incredibly scary in this match. Next up is Ferrothorn, a very bulky steel and grass type, just an obnoxious defensive pivot and a hazards machine with stealth rocks and spikes. It can set leech seed, it can gyro ball and power whip for big damage, it can thunderwave stuff, it can knock off for utility. So Ferrothorn probably come in this match. It's his best answer to Tapu Lele. Focus Blast would do a lot, but if he's specially defensive with something like Choppleberry, he could take it on. Next up is Slowbro, works very, very well with Ferrothorn as it's an incredibly bulky water and psychic type with the regenerator ability again. It's a fantastic teleport pivot. Scalds and future sights hit pretty hard. It can slack off for non-passive recovery. It can thunderwave stuff. It gets a decent move pool with stuff like Flamethrower as well. So again, probably expecting Slowbro this week to work in conjunction with Ferrothorn. It's one of his better answers to Dracovish to just come in and take those Rens and teleport out. He can rock helmet shut me down. So definitely it could not come just because stuff like Aegis and Urshifu and to some extent Lele kind of messed it up, but those two as a defensive core is pretty strong, so I'm probably still expecting Slowbro this match. Next up is Gligar, a very bulky ground and flying type, a fantastic Eviolite user with very solid stats across the board. It can Earthquake for big damage, gets knockoff for utility, U-turn for pivoting. It can set stealth rocks and remove them with defog. So Gligar, not sure if it comes this match. It's one of his decent answers to something like maybe like a Tapu Lele if he's a Spit F set. You can also switch into stuff like close combats from Urshifu, but I think he's got some better defensive pieces to fill his slots this week, so I'm not sure if Gligar comes. Next up is Slurpuff, a very versatile fairy type. It's obviously a very threatening Unburden Sweeper with Belly Drum and something like Citrus Berry, so in that case, player ups would hit very hard, Drain Punches, Fire Punches. You can also run something like Calm Mind with Dazzling Gleam or Draining Kiss and Flamethrower. And it also gets Sticky Webs and Wish. So it can do a whole lot. In this match, I'm probably expecting a more defensive set. Something maybe like, probably not Calm Mind, but maybe just like a Wish passing set with Flamethrower and Dazzling Gleam to try to handle stuff like Urshifu and Aegislash. Next up is Licky Licky, a very bulky Wish passer, a fantastic Cleric, and a pure normal type. Wishes are fat, obviously. It can heal Bell for support. It can knock off reliable damage and Seismic Toss. It's got a pretty solid move pool. It can Sword Stance up. He could bring something like Cloud9 if he's worried about sand rushing Dracovish or something of the sort, but I mean, he would still outspeed him anyway. So again, not sure if Licky Licky comes. Stuff that it would check in something like Aegislash. Definitely not going to do super well against us. I could close combat him into the next dimension, but could still see Licky Licky just as a bulky normal type to handle something like Lele. Next up is Cryogonal, the official worst Pokemon ever now. A pure Ice type with the Levitate ability, base 135 special defense makes it pretty solid as a Spit-F tank, and 105 speed makes it pretty fast. It can freeze dry and Ice Beam and Flash Cannon, doesn't have the greatest coverage, but it gets Rapid Spin and Defog, which it can run with heavy duty boots, and also gets Recover for longevity. So I don't think Cryogonal comes this match. I have a couple stuff that really just kind of macerates it, like Urshifu and Aegislash. And, it could be something speedy, like just Choice Scarf with Freeze Dry to catch fish, but I don't think that comes. Next up is Raboot. Raboot does get Libero, so it's pretty scary. Moves like Flare Blitz, Gunk Shot. I believe it gets High Jump Kick and U-Turn. So I don't have a whole lot for Raboot, just because its coverage in conjunction with Libero makes it pretty strong, even with its minimal attack. But it is pretty strong nonetheless, and I don't have a whole lot that switches into it, so I'm hoping Raboot doesn't come. I think he needs a few other things on the teams, and he doesn't have room for Raboot. But if it does come, I'll have to play around it. And then last but not least, he's got Vespiquen, a bug and flying type, very much better now with the heavy-duty boots. It can Roost and Defog. I believe it still gets all of the order moves. I'm honestly not sure which ones have been removed. But honestly, don't think Vespiquen comes. I have a couple things on the team that just kind of murder it, and he can't do a whole lot to. So with all that out of the way, let's hop into what I am bringing this match. Leading us off, we got Big Tai Lung over here. He's coming back again, this time with a protective pad set, close combat, Wicked Blow, Poison Jab, and Bulk Up. 228 in speed with the Jolly Nature. This lets me outspeed Raboot, and then max attack, and then the rest just thrown into bulk to make me a little bit bulkier. His dual stab is fantastic this week for breaking down the Pharaoh Slowbro core. So close combat and Wicked Blow look great for that. Poison Jab is obviously there for Slurpuff coming in, and these three moves kind of smack his entire team. Bulk Up is there because most of the time either Pharaoh, Slowbro, or Slurpuff is coming in, so I can bulk up fairly safely. If he's not Choice Scarfed or Kibia Berry Slurpuff, I can smack that thing with a big Poison Jab. He could be something like Culper Berry Slowbro, which is something I have to watch out for. Take a Wicked Blow and a Scald could hurt, but if I catch it coming in on the switch in with Wicked Blow, then I'll be okay. And a +1 close combat and Wicked Blow, both OHKO, fully physically defensive Pharaoh and Slowbro respectively, if they're not, their respective berries. So really counting on Tai to do some big damage this week. It does get outsped by stuff like Medicham and Hydreigon, so those can come in and try to revenge me, but maybe if Medi isn't carrying Drain Punch for whatever reason, maybe I can take a hit if I'm bulked up, but probably not. So speaking of Medi, next up, we're rocking Accio the Aegislash, running a defensive set this week with Akaberry, Shadow Ball, Close Combat, Iron Head, and King Shield. Fully physically defensive, max HP, max defense with the relaxed nature. This is my primary switch into Mega Medicham. His dual stab won't be doing a whole lot to me. High jump kicks and drain punches obviously are doing nothing. Zen Headbutt doesn't do a whole lot. He does get Fire Punch. I'm fully expecting Fire Punch, so I have the Akaberry on here to try to take a Fire Punch. Shadow Ball will obviously do a ton when I'm in my my Blade form. Close Combat is there for hitting stuff like Hydreigon, Ferrothorn, and Licky Licky on the switch in. Iron Head is there for Slurpuff, so he can't try to set up in my face. It's also, if he's like a Calm Mindset, Iron Head will hit that a little bit harder than Flash Cannon would if he were like +1. And if my Akaberry, if Medicham either dies or he doesn't have Fire Punch, then I can use Aegislash to take a Flamethrower from something like Slurpuff and punish it incredibly hard with Iron Head. And then King Shield is there for something like Medicham, just lowering its attack, scouting a move. If he's something like Sub-Bulk Up, that could obviously be bad, so I'll have to watch out for that. But, Aegis is just a good defensive piece this week. It handles the Pharaoh Bro core pretty well and can punish some of his other big defensive stuff like Gligar and Licky Licky and Cryogonal. So, really liking this set this week. Next up, we got Lele Pons Tapu Lele coming back with a Choice Scarf set this week in Psychic Surge, Psychic Moonblast, Focus Blast, and Psyshock, max special attack, Timid, mostly max speed, just to help me outspeed that Raboot again. Lele is looking pretty solid. Psychic Moonblast and Focus Blast hit pretty much everything on the team. Psyshock is just there to hit that Assault Vest. Tornadus, because I think that has a pretty solid chance of coming. This was originally a Choice Scarfed Rapidash, just to outspeed, stuff like Hydreigon if he's Choice Scarfed, or like Scarf Cryogonal. So if that decision comes to bite me in the butt, then, that's whatever. But he doesn't have solid answers for this, for Dual Stab plus Focus Blast. Pharaoh probably comes in, and I can try to predict that. But Focus Blast hits pretty much everything else coming in. So I'm really liking Lele this week. Hopefully he's not Choice Scarf Hydreigon. I have a feeling he'll be Scarfed Hydreigon just because he has breaking potential on stuff like Torn and Mega Medicham. But this also just lets him not lock into Draco. So that's why I really like Lele, because if I can make him lock into Dark Pulse, and some of my other stuff that's bulkier that you'll see can hopefully try to take it on a little bit better. So I'm really liking that option. Next up, Revelation 19 Tornadus coming with an offensive set this week. Heavy duty boots, obviously. Air Slash, Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, and Nasty Plot. I've got enough speed on here for Cryogonal, so I can Heat Wave that thing. Air Slash, Heat Wave, and Dark Pulse hit this entire team very, very hard, especially a +2. So I can hopefully smack something like Gligar. I can hit Ferrobro again very, very hard. Nothing really wants to take a +2 Air Slash besides those two. And I have the coverage for that. Obviously, something like a Scarf Hydreigon can scare me out, or something like a Tornadus-T. But maybe I'll be aggressive and try to hit those things for big damage. If he's AV Torn-T, which I probably expect, I won't be doing a whole lot, even at +2. So I'll have to, watch out for that. But Rev looks really, really solid in the late game, just trying to smash some stuff. Or in the early game, if I can't get tie-in, this is a pretty solid early game option to try to break down Ferropex. Next up, rocking Big Henry the Gigalith again, fully specially defensive again with leftovers. Rock Blast, Body Press, Stealth Rock, and Toxic. This is my primary switch in to Hydreigon. He obviously does get a lot of moves that can hurt me, something like Hydro Pump or Earth Power or Flash Cannon. But I don't really have good switch-ins to Hydreigon. This is the best I've got. So fully specially defensive in sand with leftovers. Lets me try to take hits from that thing. If he's something like a nasty plot set, I can hopefully eat a +2 something or the other and body press it. I'm not defense invested, but I am so strong that it will do a good bunch anyway. And if he's like a Life Orb nasty plot set, then I can go into Lele afterwards, no problem. Stealth Rock is just there for hazards, chipping down something like a not heavy duty boots, Torn-T, or if he's something like Colbur on Slowbro, I can punish that thing when it's switching in, trying to teleport out. Or if I can knock off boots on something else like Kraken, that'd be really cool. And then just Toxic going into Slowbro that wants to come in every time. Or something like that Mega Medicham if he wants to be aggressive. I can Toxic that, and if he's something like a Sub-Drain Punch set, that'll make my life a little bit easier. And then last but not least, making his debut, we're rocking Voltergeist, the Rotom Frost. He's running just a bulky support set this week with heavy duty boots, Volt Switch, Blizzard, Pain Split, and Defog. Max HP, a good amount of speed on here. And then just the rest thrown into special defense with the Calm Nature. This is one of my primary switch-ins to Slowbro. Obviously, I don't really want to switch into anything else. I don't want to take a Scald Burn, but I can take Scalds relatively easily just because of my HP invested in my solid natural bulk. Volt Switch will do a lot to that. Blizzard is there for Gligar, obviously. Pain Split is there for healing up something like Torn-T coming in if he's AV to try to take a Volt Switch. I can heal myself up, and then Defog is just for any hazards he sets with something like Gligar or Ferrothorn. This is also just a solid pivoting option around his team this week. His ground type is Gligar, and that definitely doesn't want to take a Blizzard, even uninvested, because that'll do a whole lot. So with all that out of the way, let's hop into this match. Alrighty, guys, we are about to hop into this Week 3 match against the Sub-Toxic Slowbros and Coach JCaps. You can see the 6 I expect them to bring up on the screen. Tornadus-Therian, Mega Medicham, Hydreigon, Ferrothorn, Slowbro, and that Slurpuff. I could definitely see Gligar, or maybe something like Raboot sprinkled in there, but you've seen the 6 I am bringing and why I am bringing them. If you haven't, go check out the Teambuilder. But with all that out of the way, let's hop into this. This is going to be a really tough match. If you watch the PRs, you know how I feel about JCaps' team. He's an incredibly strong battler, and this team is borderline unfair. But I'm going to try my best anyway. So let's hop into this. Yep. Okay. No, that's it. Got it right. All right. Well, got the prep right. That's not going to make the battle any easier, just because his team is nasty as hell. I got the prediction right, not necessarily the prep. I could have gotten these 6 right, guessed completely different sets, and still get absolutely bodied by this team, because it's a behemoth. But let's give it our all anyway. Okie smoky. So from lead matchup, he could lead Slurpuff to set webs, or counter lead something like Urshifu. He could lead Hydra to pivot. He could lead Torn to pivot. He could lead Urshi. I'm Urshi. He could lead Pharaoh to set rocks. He could also lead Medi to just bash my brains in. So I don't hate leading Voltergeist. I can Volt Switch out on a couple things. If he goes into Medicham, I have to go straight into Accio. Hope he doesn't sub immediately. But I don't want to lose my berry super early. I bet he leads Hydreigon. If I were to bet, he leads Hydreigon. So I kind of want to lead Henry, as that's my check to it. I can threaten kind of hard with a body press to try to get my rocks up. That matches up decent against Tornadus as well, and if he goes for Pharaoh, then I think I'll just go hard into tie. I don't have super good switch-ins to Pharaoh, but a Gyro Ball wouldn't do a whole lot to Big Henry anyway. I could try to go for Body Press. So I'm going to lead Henry. And let's see what he goes for. Alright, he's going to lead Torn. Henry's going to be out here. I don't think he's going to stay in here for a big Rock Blast. Me setting up rocks is very, very obvious. But if he's got removal, it's on this thing. I can calc some investment if he decides to stay in and go for something like a Grass Knot. But I don't think he'll do that. I'm just going to set my rocks. He's probably just going to U-turn out here. Yeah, he's just going to go straight into Slowbro. Totally okay. I could try to get a Toxic off on this thing. That'd be pretty cool. Because frankly, I don't want to just let him teleport. Scald won't do a whole lot, and I don't super need to put damage on, so I'm going to go for Toxic. He's just going to Scald. That's not... Okay, well, don't burn me. Cool. I missed my Toxic. That's a bummer. He's going to teleport now, but I have to go into Rotom. That's a major bummer that I missed my Toxic, but what are you going to do? It's a game. I didn't get Scald burn, so I'm totally okay with that. A little bit of chip on Henry isn't the super end of the world. He's going to see that I'm fully specially defensive. But, you know, with the amount that Slowbro is in and out of the field, that Toxic miss probably, hopefully won't be huge in the end. He's going to teleport. He's just going to go straight for Scald. Totally cool. Doesn't burn me again. I'm just going to get a nice little Volt Switch off. I can also Pain Split to try to get some HP back. He's probably just going to go into Ferrothorn. But even if he stays in for this Volt Switch until he's out, that's not the end of the world. Yep, that's fine. I'm going to go into Lele. I bet he's going to teleport here. Lele puts on a decent amount of pressure against everything. And if he goes into Pharaoh, then Pharaoh's just going to come out here. I don't really know what I want to do here. He's either going to set rocks or go for Leech Seed. Or Knockoff. Accio is not the worst play in the world. Neither is Tai. I want to see how much Pharaoh would do to Tai if I tried to go in straight into that. Gyro Ball wouldn't do a ton. I can threaten pretty hard with the close combat, but I'm going to be aggressive and go into Tai, try to break some stuff. He's just going to set spikes. I'm totally okay with that. I can defog that later. If he stays in, right, he probably goes into Slurpuff. But I'm going to click Bulk Up and see what he wants to do. I could also just fire off a Wicked Blow and cock some investment on whatever comes in. That's another option. I want to see so that Slurpuff is like leftovers or not Scarf. Because I don't want to Poison Jab into a Kibia Slurpuff. So I'm just going to go for Wicked Blow and see what happens. He's going to go into Slowbro. Perfect. This will do a lot. Goodbye. Excelente. Puff's going to come out. I can go straight into Lele and put on a bunch of pressure. I can go into Big Henry. Or I can go into Voltergeist. I like going into Voltergeist because now that Slowbro's gone, Voltergeist is severely less important. I can try to defog these. Yeah, I'm definitely going to defog now that he set up webs. Get out of here. Go away. Bye-bye. All that stuff is gone. I could be aggressive, go for Pain Split. I could also go for Blizzard. But I definitely want to keep Voltergeist around just because I see web sitting there. So I can go into Henry. I can also go back into Tai. I don't hate going into Tai. So let's do that. He's going to miss the Leech Seed. Sorry, bud. That's a bummer. Let's see, Slurpuff is definitely an option. You could also stay in or try to go into M-Medi and be aggressive. I still don't think you stay in. Also, Wicked Blow is just a solid middle ground play. Because it hits pretty much everything hard. I can also calc some investment on Slurpuff if that still wants to come in. But I definitely don't want to lose Tai to a Kibi Berry. But that's the thing with Tai over here is that you got to predict hard on what I'm going to bring with your Pure Fairy. Because I could have Iron Head instead. So if he's rocking Babiri Berry instead, but I still don't want to take that risk. I'm just going to go for Wicked Blow. Slurpuff's going to come out. See how much this does? 24%, wow. Slurpuff, a Beefcake. I don't see leftovers, which means he's definitely one of the berries. He's either going to set Sticky Webs or go for Flamethrower. I kind of like Lele coming out here, but at the same time, I'm going to go into Voltergeist. If he doubles into M-Medi, then fantastic play. But I definitely don't want to let Webs get up, because obviously that would make my life miserable. Let's just see how much something like a Flamethrower would do. First of all, I definitely just should have clicked Poison Jab there because the Slurpuff was coming in was so obvious, but totally okay. Definitely not the end of the world. Let's assume that's Bolds and he's like max. That he's got Flamethrower. Yeah, Slurpuff has very respectable natural bulk. I always underestimate this thing. There's no way Poison Jab only does 44%. Wow. Poison Jab would not have done anything. Unless I'm calculating something very wrong. Poison Jab would have done 44% max. Dude, good for Slurpuff. That's impressive. Like, I know I'm not boosted or anything, but still. So let's assume he's got Flamethrower. How much it would do to Rotom coming in. Flamethrower would tickle, but I could Pain Split. So I'm gonna do it. I don't want to let him set up webs. If he doubles again, then fantastic play. I have Aegis sitting at full health with Akaberry still intact, so I'm safe to go in on Medi with that. I can take 2. I can Shadow Ball something. I can predict Hydra or Pharaoh coming out and click CC. But I still haven't seen anything on Torn. Let's see what he goes for. He's just gonna toss off a Wish. Totally okay. I can either Pain Split or I can go for a Blizzard. I don't hate Blizzard. I'm gonna do that. See if I hit it. That'd be rad. If he sets up webs, I can defog next turn. And then Pain Split. But Blizzard, nothing on this team really wants to take a Blizzard. 44. Bummer. Well, go away. I'm going to Volt Switch into Acura this time. He's probably going to set him up again, but I don't really care. I can also go into Rev and set up a Nasty Plot, which is also not a bad idea. But he just used Wish, which means he's about to get his HP back. I could also go into Lele and just threaten something, but Pharaoh's so free. Go into Accio. He's just going to set webs, but it's okay. I can go back into that later. The question is, what does he go for? He's definitely got Flamethrower. And I really don't want to lose my berry, but at the same time, I don't think he stays in for an Iron Head. He's Sticky Web, Wish, probably Dazzling Gleam Flamethrower, or he's Dazzling Gleam Protect. He could Protect and Scout, but Shadow Ball hits everything fairly decently, and I still have Henry at decent HP for Hydra. And then I can go into Rev afterwards if you like NPs or something. So let's go for Shadow Ball, see what he does. He's gonna Hydra. That's okay. Didn't do anything. I got a Spadef drop, that doesn't matter. He's leftovers. Okay. That's not good. Well, that means Lele Revenge is super easy once I get these webs out of here. But that means he's probably sub Nasty Plot. Yup, there's the Nasty Plot. I'm gonna click Body Press and pray it kills. Otherwise, I have to go into Rev afterwards and pray I can kill it. Click Body Press. Dark Pulse, don't flinch me, please. Okay. 53. Not terrible. There's a decent chance I live this. So I'm going to go for it again. He's going to roost. Okay. Well, I'm netting approximately positive, and he's netting out his recovery from sand. Dark Pulse again. Don't flinch me. Cool. All right, well, Hydra's dead. Attaboy, Henry. Good job. I'm surprised Henry took that so well. Even Max and Sand, that's a Hydreigon at +2. So he's a champion. Henry sneakily picking up some kills this season. Attaboy, but, you know, we can't celebrate yet because Henry is at 21% and this bad guy is sitting right here. So I think this is the point in which I want to just click Rock Blast, try to let Henry go down and then get into Voltergeist and try to switch, because if he sets a Nasty Plot, that could also be bad. He could also go for Grass Knot and that would just kill me, but I definitely want to try to get a free switch on Voltergeist. I can try to eat at least one Heat Wave or Focus Miss and then try to get these webs out of here. I could also go into Rev and try to save this thing, but really, there's no need. And I don't want to let him set up or do anything. So I'll click Rock Blast. He's probably just going to click either Grass Knot or Focus Blast here. Grass Knot if I were to bet. There it is. Totally okay. He's Life Orb. That means that Rotom is definitely going to die to a Heat Wave. Rotom. This thing was called Tornadus. Alright, well, seeing Life Orb's bad. That means Focus Blast is absolutely going to kill. And I shouldn't have let webs get up. That was a huge mistake. But, oh yeah, Heat Wave. You're definitely dead. And he definitely has it. He's probably 4 attacks from the way he did U-turn out earlier. Or he just didn't want to take... I mean, but he would have reset. I can go into Accio and try to hit it. I can also go into Lele. Lele can take any hit. And Psychic does a lot. So let's do that. Can also go into Rev. Rev takes a shitload, and nothing I can do a lot. But so I'm gonna go into Lele. And I'm just gonna click Psychic. He's gonna go into Pharaoh. That's okay. 17. Nothing. Into Rev. Because I can put on some pressure. I'm gonna try to Nasty Plot. Don't go for Gyro Ball. He's going to double into his Torn. That's okay. I can click Air Slash. He would do a lot to me, though, but I got to get into Voltergeist, like, yesterday. Man, I wish I had Defog on this guy. I'm just going to click Air Slash. Hurricane, he hit it. Alright, he confused me. I think 49. Decent chip. He's probably just going to click it again and kill me. Or he doubles into Pharaoh. I'm going to click Heat Wave just in case he goes into Pharaoh. Alright, he hit his Heat Wave and he revealed that. Well, this is bad. I'm losing. I'm going to lose to Torn because I couldn't get the webs out of here. Oh, that's bad. I should have put... I mean, the only way... I'm at 68. Yeah, that totally kills me. The thing is, Accio can absolutely take a Heat Wave from this thing. Because I'm Huckleberry. But then I lose it for Medicham, and I can't switch in safely whatsoever. I have to somehow get Voltergeist in against Slurpuff. Or, I mean, Ferrothorn and Defog, and then don't, like, not let Slurpuff set up again. Because if I go into Lele and I click Focus Blast and he stays in and he hits me, it doesn't do nearly enough. Yeah, we're gonna shout out Torn really quickly. He hit his first Hurricane all season. Attaboy. Against my Tornadus. We're gonna call that brotherly encouragement. Tornadus supporting Tornadus. What we love to see. You know what? Well, my play I think is to go into Accio and click Shadow Ball. It tickles pretty much everything coming in. So if he goes for Heat Wave and I pop my berry, then okay. If he's got Dark Pulse and he goes for that instead, then fantastic. Fantastic prep. Expecting Huckleberry. He knows I can't Shadow Sneak, obviously, because of terrain. So I'm just going to click Shadow Ball. He's going to go into Pharaoh. Shadow Ball does 26. I got a Spit F drop. He's like fully specially defensive, so I wonder if a close combat will kill. I should have doubled into Rotom right there, actually, because this thing coming out was super duper obvious. That was a misplay on my part. That was my opportunity to get the webs out of here. Close combat does not do enough. It did 26. Yeah. CC doesn't do nearly enough. I'd have to click it again, and then I'd click it. But he could knock off, and I'd lose my berry. Or he could go for Leaf Seed. I'm going to go into Voltergeist. Don't click Gyro Ball. He's going to set Leaf Seeds. That's fine. I got a Defog. I can't let him set these up again. But he's going to. But I'm going to Volt... No, I can't. Dang, bro. I'm going to Volt Switch out just to keep myself around. And go into... Tie. And I'm going to click Poison Jab. I got to try to break this thing. There's the Kiwi Berry. Great prep. Yeah, 20%. Live it? Nope. I cannot believe that did so little. What are you going to do? Oh, man. He's just going to go into Pharaoh. I got to click CC. Well, Shadow Ball doesn't kill. So I have to click it again and let Torn come out. Or he switches and tries to get into Torn. So I could click Iron Head. I gotta make a play. This thing is almost weak enough where Lele kills it. I'm gonna click Shadow Ball. No! Oh, I did nothing. Okay. Not the end of the world. I'll click it again. Well, Lele might be able to cheese something. He's gonna go into Torn. I'll click King Shield. If he nasty plots, it's over. Nope. And then I'm going to... Oh, the webs. The webs are still up. Lele was so close to being able to clean the game. But the webs are up. So I need Accio for webs. This is really scary. Obviously I can live this hit. right? This is established, but since webs are up, I can't. It's gonna depend on. He's probably got poison jab on Medicham for Lele, but even a Zen headbutt in terrain probably just kills me. So heat wave from Torn with my Akaberry does 33. I'll be at 40, and then a fire punch from Medicham kills me. But if he subs up in my face. Actually, nothing I have actually would be able to hit this thing. It would be able to kill. I'm at minus defense, so I gotta go into full guys. Yeah, heat wave. So now I'm gonna go into Lele. I'm gonna click Psychic. Slurpuff comes out. Now my Medi's gonna come out. Yep. Yeah, everything he's got kills me. Unfortunately. I think it's gonna come down to him missing a heat wave. If he goes for poison jab and I stay in, I die. If he goes for poison jab, I go into Accio, I eat it, and then I take a fire punch, no problem. And Lele's sitting here and can hopefully kill Torn. No, Torn's too high. I can't take 2 moves from Torn anymore. Now I've definitely lost. But how do I get the best differential? If he goes for fire punch, I burn my berry. I can maybe take 2. I'll go into Accio. It depends on what he goes for. Because Torn's too high. He's at 86. Actually, I would need like a max roll, because after Life Orb, I might be able to kill him. Yeah, I gotta go into Accio and pray he doesn't click Fire Punch. No Fire Punch, please. Poison Jab, perfect. Okay, he knows I can't click Shadow Sneak, obviously. So I gotta click Shadow Ball. One comes out. 41. Man, this is gonna be a series of 50-50s. I'm gonna click King Shield. Heat Wave. If I stay in and take the Heat Wave, I will die to a Fire Punch. It depends on if he's got Fire Punch. He must. Maybe he's carrying Fake Out. He's definitely got Fire Punch. If I go into Lele, and he clicks Heat Wave, a Heat Wave, and 2 Heat Waves will probably just kill me, or a Heat Wave into a Hurricane. Man. Couldn't get the webs out of there. That was my own fault. I had my opportunity, and I blew it. So, shame on me. Yeah, Lele can take 2 Heat Waves. He can't take a Heat Wave into a Hurricane, though. You know what? I can take a -1. A -1 Fire Punch. What's my best chance to kill Tornadus with Aegis Slash? I gotta stay in here and click whatever move hits the hardest, which I believe is Iron Head. Okay. On God. Please don't click Bulk Up. I would have won this had I maybe had Shadow Sneak. Gotta click King Shield. Please don't have Bulk Up. Fire Punch, there it is. He's gonna lower. It's gonna depend how much this does. Maybe this kills. Had I put Shadow Sneak on there. I lived it. Yeah, Aegis. Let's go! Attaboy, Accio. Way to pick it off. Oh man, fantastic game. GG's, bro. Man, what a game. That was fantastic. For real. Scary last turn. Because that was a 50-50 on Bulk Up or Fire Punch. I'm very, very fortunate I got that right. But, you know, that was a fantastic game. That's a riveting win. Shout out to JCaps. He's got a great team. And that was a really fun match. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the battle, leave a like, comment. Send a comment telling me your favorite moment. I think Accio eating a Fire Punch is kind of a gamer moment. And just subscribe if you guys are new. We got some sick Pokemon content happening. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.